Welcome back, YouTube. So, today I'm going to be designing a new chair for the shop. If you've been noticing, the one in the shop has kind of been breaking down gradually over the last year and a half. So instead of repairing a chair that's 24 years old and has been used extensively, I'm going to design a new one. Hopefully one that's thinner, with a smaller profile, a little bit taller, and, wooden. So, let's see what we come up with. This week, I'm going to be a lot less concerned with working out proportions, like I was when I was doing the climbing wall for when I was designing the climbing wall. I haven't built it yet. There have been several setbacks on that project. But then I was working out proportions to figure out a cut list and stuff. This time, I'm not doing any of that. I am just getting my ideas on paper. And I did learn from the last video that instead of using pencil, I'm just going to do everything with a Sharpie so that you can see. And as usual, I have my vape, my candle burning, and a bottle of water. Because for whatever reason, drafting just gets me thirsty. Actually, let me get one of my French curves out. Because there is one idea I would like to try. This is a French curve. You can pick them up at any craft store, really. They are awesome. They usually come in a 3-pack. I have the other 2 in the shop. I use those to help determine larger curves and stuff. And I probably will once I get this guy all together. I'll use one of the larger French curves. Okay, so my basic height, I want it to be about 30 inches. First one, I want it to have a base kind of like a bicycle seat, but more exaggerated. And the idea with that is my legs would be free to splay out, because I usually like to have my legs a little bit wider. So with that idea in mind, like that, and then the back would come up like that, exaggerated. Because I really just want a little position there to support my lower back. So my first idea is to have more of a traditional chair, like a stool almost. Because I also want this chair to be able to rock back and forth, because I like leaning forward a lot of times. And while that's a good base point, for some reason I have this crazy idea in my head that I want a small platform. And this is where it gets interesting. I almost want it to be kind of like a pseudo barber's chair. And what I mean by that, and I know that's crazy and kind of impractical, but hear me out for a second. My thought on this is to have a bunch of 2x6s, and I glue them up in succession, however it's needed. And then from there, I can cut my curve out. And then of course I would also dowel it, right there, just to get a little bit extra strength. And maybe have it too thick and offset the joints. That'd be a lot more fun for me. And then have it pivot down here and up there. I think that would be really cool. Super impractical, at least right now, because I think I would have to make this out of hardwood, as opposed to, or laminate the whole thing and do a glue lam, which I do not have the space for. But this would be awesome. So let me know what your suggestions are about this in the comment section below, because this would be so much fun to do. What I think I'm going to end up doing, however, is something kind of close to this. Instead of having a 4-sided, like, a normal chair, I would go with that triangular type theme that I have down here, and I'd have it 3-sided, like that, which is also very similar to what I have my base on my camera stand here. And I might even use that same articulation in the center, so that I can have a swivel. Of course, I'd also have to round all these corners here. And this is the whole point of this whole design thing, is to get my ideas on paper and see how ludicrous or practical they are, like one after another, because everything looks perfect in your head. Everything's a great idea in your mind until, you know, blade meets wood, and then all hell breaks loose. So if I'm going to be doing this, you know, I'll have my chair right here with my weird back on it. What I'm thinking is to make a similar system that I have there in here, so I can raise and lower the height, and then also have this swivel. Now, my second criteria, have it so that I can store it, because a lot of the times when I'm working on big projects, I don't have space for a chair, and it just ends up getting in the way. So what I want to do is have these legs collapsible. However, I think a T-nut system is not strong enough nor reliable enough to make this happen. So what I want to do, and this is just a loose proposal in my head right now, is to have it so that I have maybe a 5/8 bolt there, and have the leg come down, and in the center here I have a platform, so that when I collapse the legs, this piece can go up and this piece would swing in, so that the whole thing would collapse and become a much thinner piece that I could just stick in a corner real quick. That's also the reason for this minimalist seat here. I want something that I can just sit down and do something repetitive and then put it away and make it as small as possible. Because right now space is an absolute premium in my shop. Maybe I could even do this one here out of, I know it's not practical at this point, but maybe do this like with 2x4s and then clad it with a piece of like plywood or something, like 3/8 inch either side plywood, and that way I can bolt through, and this would give me core strength, and I don't know. So I think this is what I'm going to end up doing. Now, do I actually want to have the base triangular like that? I know down here this has to be a triangle, because then I'd have each piece coming off like that, and bolt it that way. And with this, I could probably even get away with cut a big hole in the center for this guy here to move up and down. Because if that's the case, then I could drop this down as far as I want, and when that comes up, that piece here will go right through there. So in essence, what I need to do is reprint the base for my camera stand and duplicate that, but larger. Because instead of making this out of fairing strips, I'm going to make this here out of a 2x4. This here I'm going to glue up a 2x6s. This here will be a 2x4. So this here will mimic camera stand base. This here can really be anything, but if I'm going to make a bolt out of it, like have it bolt together, I'll probably want this to be beefier than a fairing strip, even though it's only going to be under tension. Actually, you know what? I'll keep this as a fairing strip, because from taking apart my old camera stand, I have a bunch of pieces for this now, and I want to utilize as much of it as I can, half for sentimentality reasons. So I think this is the one. Now back to this base here. I think I'm going to make it into 3 parts. I apologize if you're getting sick of some of these design videos. However, I just got done doing a large project for a private client, and it was a furniture restoration project, and it took up the entire shop. Remember how I said I was cleaning the entire thing? Well, it's destroyed again. But I am getting a hell of a lot better with my lap joints, which is real cool. here, like I said, here we'll kind of carve out like that, and I'm gonna do most of this with an angle grinder. I really do wish I could do that one though. I might have to do that one of these days just for fun, just to see if it works. Now, the first step before I can do this glue up here is 2x material isn't square. What it is, it has a little round over on either side. So what you have to do is cut that round over off before you can glue them together. And that's just going to be a function of getting it to a table saw. I'll probably just go over to my parents' house real quick, buzz those ends off, and then I'll be able to bring it back and glue it together. I'm going over there to Sunday. So I should have this project starting on Sunday. And I would estimate this project wouldn't cost me more than $80 USD for a brand new shop chair. Because it's really, what, 1, 2, 3 2x4s. I already have the 2x6s. So then there's just the hardware. So that's, you know, 30 bucks. And then if it's another 30 bucks for all that stuff and some miscellaneous junk. So anyways, we'll see how that works out. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you coming out and seeing what I have to say and do. I know this wasn't the most technical of video, or maybe the most exciting video, but I say this in all my design videos. It is very important to sketch out your ideas first, to be able to visualize what you're going to do, because this is a lot cheaper than buying lumber and messing up in there first. I know a lot of guys use SketchUp and stuff. There's something special about working things out with your hands, I think, before you take it to a computer. Now, I might actually use my computer and draft this up first, just so I can work everything out as finely as possible, and maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know if I will or not. We'll see when it gets there. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming out. And these design videos, while they're not fun or exciting, I think are very important. And I think you should practice sketching your ideas out. 5 or 6 different versions. I've already done like 6 different versions of this. While I was at work, 5 minutes, sketch something out, throw it away. When I got another lull in work, sketch it out, look at it, throw it away. And this was the coolest idea that I came up with. These two are more practical, and I came with a bunch of things that are just stupid. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, thanks for coming out. Please hit that subscribe button. I release new content every Monday and Friday. Every Monday's a Manliness Monday, where I go over things like beard care, beard balm. I talk about how to be a gentleman and things of that nature. And on Fridays, I do project videos. Now, this is the beginning of a bigger project, but I do a lot of woodworking videos. I work with metal, leather, plastic, you name it, I'll do it. So guys, hit that subscribe button and come along and have a good time. And thank you for helping me make a better world, one kerf at a time. See you next week.